Today I fucked up Chinese femme, offered my guy friend Asian candy, while lying down in front of him. I was in a meeting where they had lychee jellies, Asian supermarket candy aisle staple. I love them, and my friend group currently isn't very Asian, so when I was told I could pocket some extras, I was pretty excited to be able to share a bit of my childhood with all my friends after the meeting. I had to run to rejoin them where they were hanging out, and all the seats are taken, so I ended up lying down on the floor and taking off my jacket, with the jellies in them, to catch my breath. As soon as I vaguely recover myself, one of my friends walks in and joins us. All he sees is that when I notice him, I immediately roll over and prop myself up with one elbow, and in that pose on the floor, slightly out of breath and still flushed, raise my eyebrows in excitement and say, "Hey, do you want some Asian candy?" And then continue to grin excitedly without producing any sort of actual candy. There was a complete pause for a moment, then a lot of laughter at my expense once they realized I wasn't propositioning him in front of everyone. He did not, in fact, want my Asian candy. Too long did not read. Asked my guy friend if he wanted Asian candy, and everyone thought I was referring to myself. Gah. His Reddit post 5 years later. Was my friend coming on to me? Now that is funny. Poor guy had no way to respond to that. Did he not want the literal candy, or the you candy? LOL. I'm sure your Asian candy is perfectly fine, dear. His loss, lychee jellies are awesome. Honestly, this is peak TIFU. Wholesome intention, chaotic delivery, maximum embarrassment, and endless inside jokes for years. At least you weren't actually hitting on him, you just invented a new euphemism by accident. Today I fucked up by accidentally stealing from Sam's. Earlier this week, I went to a Sam's Club to get a few things, and my brother asked me to get him some bananas while I was there. I go to the fruit section, and I see a box of bananas that says 3 pounds on it, and see that the price tag says the bananas are sold in 3 pounds quantities. It was a very large box. I thought it seemed like a lot to be only 3 pounds. I texted my brother asking if he was sure he needed 3 pounds of bananas. He said that he was. So I canned the box and loaded up in my cart. I thought it seemed pretty heavy for 3 pounds, but figured there was probably some extra packing stuff in it. I get to my brother to deliver the bananas, and he starts taking some out. As he did so, I noticed a bundle of bananas was weighed at 3 pounds. That's when I realized I had accidentally committed a crime. At Sam's Club, they check your receipt when you leave, so how did they not catch this? I got at least 20 pounds of bananas for $1.56. Too long did not read. I got 20 plus lbs of bananas for $1.56 by being very stupid and apparently a thief. The price was on the pallet, so I just assumed it was 3 pounds. Fork lifts out a crate of bananas. A box of bananas is 39 pounds if full. How did you think it was 3? Now we know why there's always money in the banana stand. Here's the good news, you didn't commit a crime. Theft is a specific intent crime, meaning the prosecution must prove that you not only committed the act of taking the bananas, but also did so with the specific purpose of permanently or temporarily depriving Sam's Club of their property. For a theft conviction, evidence must show that OP's state of mind included the intent to steal, not just an accidental taking of the bananas. Me, just here for bananas. Also me, criminal mastermind. Don't worry, I stole a whole Keurig at Walmart. It was underneath my cart. I got home, set it up, drank from it for several days, then needed to check the receipt for another item. Noticed it wasn't on there, retraced my steps, and realized it didn't scan during checkout. I drink coffee from that thing every day. A constant reminder, I'm not perfect. Today I fucked up by believing that the stories I click on here are written by humans. I've been subscribed to this subreddit for multiple years, probably since this account's inception many years ago. Never bothered to read this subreddit regularly, until I pruned my subreddit subscriptions to a much more manageable amount. So I began reading through here more regularly. I enjoyed reading through the TIFUs here. Some even made me laugh out loud due to the ridiculousness or goofiness, especially the diarrhea stories or loud farting LOL. Unless it was such a bad foo that I could feel the second-hand embarrassment through my screen, or if I could relate a bit too much cause I had fucked up in similar ways before. And then came the hottest new trend in big tech that was once impressive and had the wow factor, but is now being shoved down everyone's throats everywhere you go. I started seeing posts that felt a little too made up and hard to believe, or their writing style was weird and alien. Reading the posts helped me put my finger on it, AI was writing those bullshit stories for karma farming. I held out for a while, but became increasingly frustrated that nothing was being done to filter these out. Just today I came across 2 of those fake AI-generated stories and thought, that's it, expect every story here to be AI written. My only saving grace is the other commenters calling it out. Keep up the good fight, you all. TLR, I watched this subreddit fall victim to AI-written garbage. How do we know you are human? Can we get a no AI allowed flare already? My second-hand embarrassment deserves authenticity. Obviously, an AI post. Frankly, I think the greatest threat of AI is not AI itself, but the distrust it creates. Trust has already been something dangerously eroding, and now everything and anything is being accused of being AI, even when a lot simply isn't. Even I've been accused of being AI multiple times simply because I use the fucking dash or some less common vocabulary. I honestly didn't even know / realize that AI written posts were a thing up until recently. Especially in subreddits like this where it's human stories. But I guess it does happen more often than we realize. I guess I just sort of question the motivation behind it. Is there any surefire ways to know it's an AI written post? I finally abandoned our / entitled people today because that subreddit has become a cesspool of AI generated stories. I hate that I'm good at telling AI in picture form but bad in written form, but I do want to improve on that. I'm really trying. It sucks so much.